Did you know the Eiffel Tower was originally meant to be dismantled just 20 years after the World's Fair? Or that it played a crucial role in intercepting enemy communications during World War I and even survived multiple bombing attempts? Welcome to World Decoded, where we unravel the mysteries and hidden histories behind everything you thought you knew. And today, we're diving deep into the secrets of the Eiffel Tower. Its controversial beginnings, its role in war, and the tragedies that unfolded beneath its towering presence. If you enjoy this video, don't forget to hit that like button and consider subscribing for more captivating stories. Stick around, because the history of this world-famous monument is more complex than you could ever imagine. When Gustave Eiffel proposed his tower for the 1889 World's Fair, it wasn't greeted with open arms. Parisians, especially artists and intellectuals, were outraged. A petition in the newspaper Le Temps described it as a gigantic black factory chimney, an eyesore among Paris' architectural gems. Among the critics were notable figures such as Charles Gounod, Guy de Maupassant, and Alexandre Dumas Fils, who feared the iron structure would tarnish the city's elegant skyline. Did you know that the tower was originally supposed to be built in Barcelona in Spain? However, the Spanish government rejected Eiffel's proposal, deeming the design too radical. Ironically, the French were just as skeptical, but they ended up embracing the tower in a way that none could have imagined. Ironically, some of these critics, like Maupassant, later dined in the tower's restaurant simply because it was the one spot in Paris where they didn't have to see it. The tower's construction also stirred debates about the role of modern engineering in art, with many questioning whether utility and innovation could coexist with aesthetics. Few know that the Eiffel Tower was never meant to be permanent. Initially, it was slated for dismantling 20 years after the World's Fair. Gustave Eiffel had only secured a permit for the structure to stand temporarily. But here's the kicker. Eiffel wasn't just trying to impress with an engineering marvel. He cleverly designed the tower to withstand the wear and tear of time. In fact, Eiffel's tower was made with over 18,000 individual iron parts, all carefully crafted to endure wind, weather, and the test of time. This was unheard of in the 19th century. Eiffel ingeniously showcased its value for scientific research, using it for weather experiments, aerodynamic studies, and as a telegraphy hub. In 1903, he even funded experiments on wireless communication, paving the way for early radio technology. When the tower's radio antenna became crucial for military communications, its demolition plans were scrapped. The structure's survival wasn't due to its aesthetic appeal, but rather its undeniable utility, a testament to Eiffel's foresight and determination. The Eiffel Tower played a pivotal role in both world wars. In World War I, the tower's height and position made it ideal for transmitting radio signals. The French military used it to intercept German messages, including a critical signal that led to the decisive First Battle of the Marne. This interception allowed Allied forces to halt the German advance and ultimately saved Paris from occupation. In fact, the Eiffel Tower was once so critical in World War I that the Germans tried to destroy it. The German military made several attempts to bomb the tower, but its steel structure proved to be too resilient. The tower's survival wasn't just a symbol of resistance. It was a literal barrier against enemy interference. In World War II, the Eiffel Tower's story took a darker turn. As Nazi forces occupied Paris, Hitler ordered the swastika to be hoisted atop the tower. However, the massive flag was so large that it blew away within hours, forcing the Germans to replace it with a smaller version. In a subtle act of defiance, French workers sabotaged the tower's lift cables, ensuring that the Nazis couldn't easily access the upper levels. Hitler himself reportedly never ascended the tower, sparking the famous phrase, "Paris saw Hitler." But Hitler never saw Paris from its most iconic vantage point. The tower's resilience during these tumultuous times cemented its role as a symbol of resistance and ingenuity. The Eiffel Tower has witnessed its share of tragedy. Over the years, it's been a site for suicides, earning a grim reputation. One peculiar story involves a woman in the early 1900s who survived a jump by landing on a car, only to later marry its owner. While this tale has a strange happy ending, it highlights the tower's association with despair for some. Here's a truly bizarre fact. The first recorded suicide from the Eiffel Tower wasn't in the early 1900s, but in 1912, a year before Franz Reichelt's fatal stunt. A young man jumped from the tower and landed on the roof of a passing carriage, breaking his fall. He survived, but was severely injured. A few weeks later, he attempted another suicide and succeeded. It's a tragic reminder that the tower's fame was also built upon darker personal histories. During construction, safety was a paramount concern. Remarkably, only one worker lost his life, thanks to Gustave Eiffel's pioneering safety measures. These included the use of guardrails, screens, and an innovative approach to assembling the tower's iron components. For a project of such scale and complexity, this low casualty rate was unprecedented and speaks volumes about Eiffel's commitment to his workers' safety. But not all accidents ended as happily. In 1912, Franz Reichelt, an inventor, tested his flying suit by jumping off the tower's first platform. The stunt, meant to demonstrate the potential of his invention, ended in tragedy as he plummeted to his death. Captured on film, Reichelt's fatal leap became one of history's first live-stream disasters, leaving a lasting mark on the tower's history. The Eiffel Tower harbors secrets even avid admirers might not know. Gustave Eiffel built a private apartment at the top, complete with modest furnishings and a small laboratory. This hideaway was used for experiments and to host illustrious guests, including the inventor Thomas Edison. Hidden beneath the tower, however, lies a secret military bunker connected to underground tunnels. This bunker served as a strategic command center during the wars and housed top-secret operations. Today, only select parts are accessible to the public, and it is rumored that the French government still keeps some of its areas under lock and key. The tower has also been the stage for audacious scams. In 1925, con artist Victor Lustig pulled off one of history's most elaborate frauds by selling the Eiffel Tower to a scrap dealer. Posing as a government official, Lustig convinced the dealer that the city could no longer afford the tower's maintenance and intended to sell it for parts. The dealer only realized he'd been duped after Lustig vanished with the money, leaving behind a story that has become part of the tower's legendary lore. Today, the Eiffel Tower stands as a global symbol of France, romance, and resilience. Its iconic status draws millions of visitors each year, but its history is far more layered than most realize. From its controversial origins to its wartime significance, peculiar scandals, and hidden features, the Eiffel Tower is a monument that tells a story of defiance, ambition, and human ingenuity. What's even more mind-blowing, the Eiffel Tower is not the tallest structure in Paris anymore. The radio antennas added in the 20th century boosted the tower's height, but since the construction of modern skyscrapers, the tower no longer claims that title. However, it still reigns as the most visited paid monument in the world, attracting millions annually. The tower's dark history doesn't detract from its grandeur. Rather, it adds depth to its legacy. It reminds us that even the most celebrated symbols carry shadows, and those shadows are part of what makes them extraordinary. As you marvel at this iconic structure, remember, it's not just a monument, it's a storyteller. A tale of human ambition, resilience, and the darker shadows of history that shaped it into the beacon it is today. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the dark history of the Eiffel Tower, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're fascinated by these captivating stories, don't forget to subscribe to World Decoded and hit the bell icon so you never miss a new video. Stay tuned for more shocking tales because there's always more than what meets the eye. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.